Cool. We're live, Corey.
Well, thank you for having me out here all the way from Seattle, Washington to Northern Ireland. It was quite a journey to get out here. Took basically a day to get out here.
I don't think there's anyone in here yet, mate. Let me just go online and check.
We're live right now, right?
It says we're live. There's
Okay.
3 people watching.
Who are our 3 people?
Let's check
I
them
saw
out.
Jason check in. David's Drone Adventures. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Elizabeth.
Oh, Lizzie Lou.
Sean.
Hi, Lizzie.
Psychedelic Spellbreaker. Thank you for joining us.
That's Heather.
Lisa's here. Who else do we have? Sean, Nikki Dunn.
Nikki Dunn, hi.
It's good to see you guys.
We'll wait for a few more to come in. Do we sound okay? Can you all hear us? Perfect. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us okay.
Oh, my wife signed in.
Hi, Leslie. How you doing?
MG Preacher.
MG, how's it going, mate? Can everyone... Leslie, can you hear us okay?
If you guys can hear us, type a 1 in chat. If you can barely hear us, type a number 2 in chat. Claire, thank you for joining us. Susie X, thank you for joining us. Diane Phoenix, thank you for joining us. Everybody can hear us okay, right? Can you guys hear us okay?
Yep, cool. Disappointed Corey doesn't have an accent yet. He's getting there. He's picking it up really well.
My accent is still shite.
How do I...
So where is everybody watching us from? Everybody type in where you guys are watching us from.
2 seconds, guys. I'm just trying to get the chat. We can't reach the laptop to type, so I can do it off my phone.
Yeah, I can read it, but yep, he's going to respond on his phone, so he's not reaching across the big table to try to type. Vegas, Sean Fields, Vegas.
I can read it, but yep, he's going to... There we go.
Okay. So we are in Northern Ireland. It is 9:30 at night. I know there's a big time difference for other people. I know where I live in Washington State, it's about an 8-hour time difference. So it's about 1:30 in the afternoon where I'm from, Texas. Nice. Louisville. Louisville. Yeah, Louisville. Kentucky. Good old Mountain State, West Virginia. Let's see. We just came back. We had an amazing dinner. Took the family out for dinner. Got some ice cream on the way back. Had a couple of drinks with our dinner, and we're just having a bit of a nightcap before we call it a night. Wanted to check in with everybody, update them how our week has been and our adventures. It was quite a journey to get out here. I want to say that I flew from SeaTac to London, and then I had to wait a few hours to catch my next flight from London over to Belfast. And then Lee picked me up, and you guys saw that live. It's been amazing. We were hiking around on some farms, going on the hills, up in the wooded areas, doing a little bit of metal detecting, and we did some diving with Aquaholics. And Aquaholics is a dive shop down in, what is that?
Port Stewart.
And we did 2 days of diving. Each day had 2 dives, boat dives. We got on a catamaran, and we went out to the island of Rafflin Island, and we dove on a wall. And then the next dive was on a shipwreck. What was that shipwreck called? It was World War II shipwreck.
Lock Gary.
And a German U-boat back during World War II was in the area. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they were in the area and they ended up hitting it. And,
they hit it and sank it.
Yeah, they were trying to zigzag to avoid getting hit by another torpedo, whatever, and it ended up sinking and turtled. And it was in such shallow water. I think 45 feet is what I got on my computer when we were down there. And so the later on, the Royal Navy, they had to deal with it because all the fishing trawlers were getting their nets hung up on it. So they ended up blowing it up several times into pieces to make it to where it was not a hazard. Which is a shame because you would think they would just mark buoys and the boats would just go around it, but they blew it up several times. So we dove on it and saw one of the guns and sticking out of the sand and the wreckage. The shame of it was that the visibility is usually really good out here in Northern Ireland, and it was just terrible. Like you had maybe 4 feet, 5 feet visibility, if that. Jason, welcome. It's good to see you again, Jason. So the next day we ended up going to, what's that bridge?
Carricker Rope Bridge.
Carricker Rope Bridge.
It's basically 2 islands that are joined by a rope bridge that's about 100 foot up in the air, and tourists can walk across it, but you can dive all the way around that island, which was, again, bad visibility, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. So there are a number of marine life here that are very similar to what we have in Seattle, Washington, but there's also some different marine life. So we're looking at this dive site that he just talked about, and it's a very thick kelp forest. So you're literally trying to weave in and out of this kelp forest, getting caught on and everything, but there's these big boulders that the kelp are attaching to, because the kelp doesn't grow on sand and actually needs something big and solid to attach to. So I'm searching underneath these rocks, fighting all this kelp. And I felt bad because Lee is just following me, and I'm just trying to look for something, to film. I found like one crab. There were some sea urchins, some like very light
sea urchins, little crabs.
Yeah,
we didn't see a lot, mate.
Starfish, a little bit of starfish.
Yeah, quite a few starfish. But the visibility was so disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Pippa, come say hello.
It's made for not adults, mate.
Yeah. Do me a favor, give me a tissue.
Hi, Maria. Sorry, we can't see chat or type because the laptop's right over there.
Yeah.
To get us both in.
Yeah, so the visibility was terrible. And we looked and we looked and we looked. Couldn't find much, it was and meanwhile, sorry, my allergies are acting up. She's handing me some tissue. So meanwhile, we're just aimlessly searching. Thank you so much. And we finally say, all right, let's be done with this dive and surface. So we surface and we go to, what's that port? The port that was just
Port Ballantrae.
Port Ballantrae.
No, Ballantoy. Ballantoy Harbour.
Yeah, Ballantoy Harbour. And good night. And we ended up hanging out there for our surface interval, and then we went out to Sheep Island, which it's not shaped like a sheep. There's no sheep on it.
Nothing to do with
sheep, but for some reason it's called Sheep Island. And I think it's because maybe Ireland has just a vast amount of sheep farming. Everybody has sheep out here. So maybe somebody just all right, well, let's just call it Sheep Island, even though there's no sheep on it and there's not even shaped like sheep or whatever.
Resembles nothing like sheep.
Yeah. So,
and it's green.
Right,
you don't see green sheep.
So we get out there and we're more exposed to the weather, and it's a little choppy and stuff. So it's all right, cool. We jump off and we go down to about 70 feet deep. And I'm just amazed, okay, there's a little bit more life down here. There's more variety of starfish. There's sea urchins. There's the kelp is not crazy. It's just kind of here and there, so you can look around and stuff. We starting to see a little bit of sponges and little tiny anemones and stuff like that. One of the most interesting things that we saw, and it wasn't a nudibranch, but they were a type of a mermaid purse. So mermaid purses are, Diane Phoenix put sheep, and there's some ducks after that. Diane Phoenix is reminding me about ducks because I like to eat ducks, pecking duck. Anyways, so a mermaid purse is something that you would see maybe a baby shark or a baby ray.
Yeah, it's an egg.
Yeah, it's an egg. And these ones in Washington State, you can't see through them. They're kind of a solid bronzy kind of color, but these ones you can see through them. So I did take some video, and I hope it turns out well. I did some macro video and did some video with a wide angle lens to kind of show you guys. It was kind of a white transparent kind of look with something a little yellow inside. So I don't know if it's fully developed or not, but we'll hopefully get that good on video. Oh, hi! I thought you were asking some. So so that was the better dive.
No.
And after that, the following day, we did a trash and treasure dive. And so that one was at Port Stewart Harbor. And we did a little bit of recording there. It was crazy inside this little harbor where it's a very tiny concrete walled in harbor where it's got like enough space for maybe like 10 boats. Not big boats, just good normal sized boats. We were in there, and it's an area where people can go and they can drop like a crab pot or fish or jump in the water and stuff, because there's ladders and steps for people to get out of the water. Little boat ramp right there as well, and it's protected from the big waves because there is some wind and waves up on that northern part of Northern Ireland. So we were diving in there, and we found a bunch of random bits. You guys will have to watch the video that I'll put out later down the road, and Lee will do his video too later down the road, to see what we found out. But I'll say this, it was really cool because we did see quite a bit of life in there. Crabs, hermit crabs, snails, lobsters. I finally saw what kind of lobsters they have out here. What was the fish that you?
Pollock. We've seen a massive shoal of pollock.
Pollock. And so that was a really cool dive. Very, very cold. My suit is leaking and taking on lots of water, so I'm getting very cold diving in it.
Wet.
Yeah, very wet. I'm dumping out about 3 cups of water every time I'm diving in it, so it's getting worse and worse and worse. I already worked a lot to pay for a new dry suit, and I ended up spending $4,200 on a new dry suit that really took a toll on me, working the overtime to pay it off. And I ordered that suit back in December, and I haven't gotten it yet, so we're still waiting on that. Anyways, you talk a little bit.
I've got that. Yep. But do you know what was so surprising, everyone? We went out on the boat for 2 days, did 4 boat dives. The visibility was crap. The conditions were crap. It weren't the best of diving. We went in the harbour the day after. What was the visibility like, mate?
About 7 feet better.
It was miles better, and we could see lots of different things, and we saw a lot of variety of things. And we had that. To me, that was the best dive we had all week. We found lots of goodies and things under the water because we had a little trash and treasure competition, didn't we? We both went down with his bike, seeing what rubbish we could take out there, clean up, interesting things and that. So we've made a good video on that. So you'll have to look out for that. Today we went exploring a bit. I took Corey to see where the Titanic was made and built and showed him all around there. So there'll be things coming out about that. And when Corey first got over here, he had a day to recover from his flight. We got in back here in the afternoon, so we just chilled out. The second day, we went metal detecting. Wow. This is the first real metal detecting I've done because Corey brought his really good metal detector over and showed me how it works and what real metal detecting's about. And how was that experience, Corey? What I really enjoyed that, mate. That was one of the best days.
It was really cool. There's so I rarely get to go metal detecting, and I used to do it all the time, and then obviously being more serious about YouTube requires a lot of editing. So now I don't really have time.
Derek, good to see you, mate. Sorry, we're not ignoring chat. The
Hey,
laptop's right over there. How you doing, Derek? Good to see you. A quick flash. MG Preacher, good to see you. Wife Lisa, how you doing? Diane Phoenix, Lizzie Lou Creates, good to see you, Lizzie. Hope you're okay. Who else is in there? We've got 18 people in chat. If you're in the background, say hello. So yeah, metal detecting. Sorry, mate. I just wanted to say hello to everyone.
Yeah, so I rarely get time to do some metal detecting, and usually the person I go metal detecting with, my other friend Lee, he moved to Texas, so he was kind of like the guy that I would have always like, yeah, cool, let's go metal detecting, and on top of it, editing videos for YouTube doesn't really allow me to have time to go metal detecting, so to be able to have an opportunity to come out here and go metal detecting with Lee, it was great. Like we literally spent all day. We started at 10 a.m. and we literally went until like 7 o'clock when the sun was going down. Like we were like sore and exhausted, but it was worth it, and found some old coins. We found 1, 2, 3, like 5 old coins, something like that,
Yeah, you found a really old one, didn't you?
Yes, a stamped lead, and we found. Let's see, these are, if I can see it, the pennies.
Yeah, ancient pennies.
Yeah, and they're from this one says 1936. What's the year in that one?
That one's in 1913.
Yeah. So we did find some old pennies, and we found some half pennies and stuff like that. So it was really cool, being able to kind of find something like that. These are actually Lee's. He found some really cool coins. So this is, he's gonna remember the times we went treasure hunting and found a piece of history, and just kind of enjoyed being out there in the fields and going in the trees and just go. We also pulled out a whole big bag of trash too. Lots of old, scraps of aluminum, right?
Yep.
So lots of
aluminum.
Aluminum, and nuts and bolts, steel, nails, all that crap that we're just getting out of the field, So we picked up about a bag of trash too that we dug up.
And you had the most interesting find, mate. What was that like?
Well,
never seen it before or anything.
I tell you, it was like my third hole I dug. The first 15 minutes of metal detecting. I didn't know what it was. It was a piece of lead, but it was actually stamped lead, and we didn't know what it was. I know Lee from Texas was saying, "Hey, is it one of those stamped lead for the barbed wire?" And you did some research and actually found it. And what is it?
It's it's a Dutch customs tag. When anything's been imported into the country, and this were imported from Dutch, it's like a lead tag, like a pear shape. It had a crown on it and like a griffin, didn't it?
Yeah.
With a and a R, was it?
Yeah.
Stamped on it. It was really cool.
3-digit number on the back.
Yeah, and a little 3-digit number on the back, and was like, what the heck is this?
So they probably some kind of cargo or something, or some.
Yes. It's
Probably
really
some kind
old.
of farm equipment that was sent over here. It was. I mean, lead gives a really good signal on a metal detector, so it's a very like dense metal, and so when I dug it up, I just thought it was another bit of trash. I mean, back then, in its original time, probably was trash, but now it's kind of neat. You're holding a little piece of history. So and I'll be able to like do some further research on it later.
Yeah, we've had a pretty intense week. It has been flat out, non-stop, every day. I feel so sorry, Corey. I pulled him
No,
about
it's
all over the place.
It's been a very busy week. We had very little downtime. There was a lot more that we wanted to do, but we couldn't do everything. I am talking with my wife and making plans to come back out here in the future. Maybe in a year's time, so she can experience it because we want to go check out the beaches. We want to go check out the castles. We want to go do the full tour of the Titanic, and I want her to experience some of the food and the coffee shops and everything down here. And that would give Lee and I another opportunity to go out in the boat, do a couple more dives. Maybe go do some more metal detecting on a farm somewhere. So good.
What do you think of the food over here, Corey?
I think it's really good.
Difference? Is there any difference?
Yeah, there's a little bit difference. Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit difference. The how do I maybe like an American breakfast is something like eggs, toast, hash browns, either bacon or sausage links. Out here you have soda bread, potato bread, eggs, hash browns, or potatoes. You have the sausage, bacon. The bacon's cut differently. Also beans for your toast. Tomatoes and mushrooms. But it's good. It was really all good. It was really good. And I was like really. I mean, I was like, wow, it was a lot. It's a lot of food.
Are you going home light or every
yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of food. So so you're eating all that food and then you're out running around and it takes its toll. Let's see. Question from Jason.
How did Corey manage to let you come without Leslie?
Well, hey, I gave her the option. But we couldn't get anybody to watch the dog. Couldn't get anybody to watch the dog, and she has a lot of gardening. She's trying to get a head start on because we got starts. You can't walk anywhere on our floor without bumping into a tray of plant starts. So she's home taking care of all that stuff. Because if we don't get these starts going and get them planted, then our garden is not really going to happen this year. We'll have a late start. So.
What's your experience? It's been awesome having you over here, by the way, mate. Honestly, it's been a privilege to
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Come and stay with us. It's been amazing, mate. What a week.
Yeah,
it's been
mad. It was exhausted. Very little time to sit and rest. Very little time. Like it was to the point where like I'm getting sore and tired, and it's cold. Like that water is very freezing. If my suit wasn't leaking, I probably would have been much better. But the fact that I got very cold water entering my suit and I'm just toughing it out, it took its toll on me. So it was pretty much like diving in a wetsuit. Is that me?
No.
Yep. Anybody have any questions?
Ask us some questions, guys. We will be having some videos come out. We've done quite a lot of filming, haven't we?
Quite a bit.
So we will have some good videos coming out.
Yep. And I'm not gonna tell you which one's gonna come out first because I'll tell you this. I will say this. It's gonna be a while, but until you see these videos, because I have a lot of editing that I'm late doing on. I still have some La Paz, Mexico, and I do have another review video for Orca Torch that I need to complete before I start editing the Northern Ireland videos. So it probably will be a couple months before you see any Northern Ireland videos. What I might get done is some Northern Ireland shorts and get those done and start pushing those out. So just a heads up if you're like wondering where all the Northern Ireland videos are. It's you for the viewers to understand, to make like a 10-minute to 15-minute episode, you're spending at least 8 hours. That's, editing is kind of the pain, the rough side of being a
that's the
content
worst
creator.
bit, innit?
Yeah, yep.
By far.
Yep.
And we also got a night out, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I took Corey into Belfast for him to experience a night out. Took you into a traditional bar where they played traditional Irish music. That was good, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh,
the Guinness out here is very fresh because we can only get Guinness in the cans or the bottle in the States. So it's actually nice to have it very fresh on tap out here. Very smooth, very fresh.
Yeah. And what was the night out like? Did you like?
It was really good. We went to a very, let's see, what was that first bar? The Crown? The Crown. And
that's the oldest bar in Northern Ireland.
So picture all of the wood, very decorated, very detailed kegs on the wall. No, I'm sorry, barrels. Barrels on the wall. And the stained glass windows. Very cool, very traditional, very busy. We stopped in there for a couple, and then we went next door. Next door was, what was it next door?
Fibber McGee's.
Pippa McGee's.
Fibber McGee's.
Fibba McGee's.
Traditional Irish.
Very traditional.
Yeah.
The first section, you can order a drink, and then you can go into the back section, and then that's where it gets packed. We had somebody playing a band. Was it a
banjo?
A banjo.
Yeah.
And then what was the other guy playing?
Guitar. Just a guitar and a banjo.
And you had like people dancing, doing a little Irish jig, and it was great. We were standing there because there's nowhere to sit down. It was so busy. People are just kind of sliding past you to get to the bar or get outside to the smoking area, whatever. So I'll tell you this, it was cool listening to play music. And then they played John Denver, so we started hearing a song from John Denver. So at least I knew the words to this one, so
Do you know the words?
Yeah. So it was great. We were there, had one drink, and then we went to, what was the next place we went to? Oh, what is it?
Is it like a 4-string banjo?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
4-string
banjo.
banjo. Yeah, banjo. Yeah, 4-string banjo. And then
I'm trying to think what the other place was. The very interesting place.
Yes, Reddy, I did. It was very enjoyable. Yes.
What's that place called with all the bras and knickers?
Muriel's.
We went to Muriel's, guys. The strangest thing is, you go in this bar and there's just knickers and bras. Women's knickers and bras hung up everywhere.
Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, doesn't make sense to me. I mean, that's that's just what helps that place stand out. And then if you have to go to the bathroom, it's like 3 stories up to go to the bathroom. But it was pretty busy, not a lot of seating in there, so we sat outside.
Town was really busy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then we went further around the town to a nice place called Cathedral Quarter, and that's where we went in the Harp Bar, and that was pretty busy, wasn't it? That was a really busy bar.
Yeah, we there was that street with all the lights. It was really packed. What was that street?
Oh, with all the umbrellas. They have like light up
neon lights.
Neon lights.
Yeah.
All the way down the street like umbrellas. Really cool.
Oh, how long is my flight home? Well, from Belfast, I have an hour and a half to get to London. And then I have a very short connection. I have an hour and 10 minutes to get to the next flight, which is probably not enough. So hopefully I don't miss my flight. So once I hit once I get on the next plane from London to SeaTac, it's going to be about 9.5 hours. So, and it's pretty hard to sleep on a plane, with how loud it is and stuff. So I'll probably, when I flew over here, I was able to get 2 hours of sleep.
Do you know what I think, Corey?
Huh.
I think it's going to be all right for you to sleep, but I think it's going to be hard for everyone else around you because you've had so many beans. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so the drinks are complimentary on the flight. So I'm hoping my drinks will be complimentary on the way back too, so I can sleep a lot easier. It's gonna be like a half full flight. So everybody gets their own row, and it's on an Airbus, very big plane. We got 3 seats on each side, and then you got like 3 seats in the middle, 3 or 4 seats in the middle, something like that.
So, overall, Corey, how's your experience been, mate? Have you enjoyed it?
I think it was really cool. I think the one thing that was kind of a pain was it was cold. I was we do have cold weather in Washington. It's very similar. We do have wind, but like our wind is kind of coming off the hills. This wind is kind of coming off the ocean. Wind coming off the ocean's a little bit colder, and like my lips are totally chapped. Like my joints ache. It's just like it's cold. It's miserable. My wetsuit or my dry suit is basically a wetsuit because it's got holes in it, and it's just I was shivering and trying to get warm and taking a hot shower trying to get back.
Sorry, man.
I'm sure you can get a lift with Biden on his way back. No, I'm good. I'll get my own ride. Any other questions?
Guys, you must have lots of questions. It's been awesome having you here, Corey.
No, absolutely.
I've done my best to look after you and make sure you've had a good time.
It was great.
I'm sorry we're so packed. I perhaps had too many things planned for you.
Oh,
mate,
yeah.
I've pulled him all over. It's been non-stop.
Yeah, and it's like the time difference is weird. So like I'm going to bed like 9-10 o'clock at night. There were a couple nights we went to bed pretty late, but then we were able to kind of just like sleep in before we went and did something else. So at least I don't go right back to work when I get back. At least I have another week off from today where I can get some stuff done and take it easy before I go back to work. So
yeah, because you go when you set off, you'll leave here at your flight's say 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
1 o'clock in the afternoon where you are is 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and on the way back, I'm chasing the clock, so I'm not going to lose very much time going back, to SeaTac. Let's see.
You warm weather people don't know what
So
weather is.
I flew over Canada to get to London, and I'll tell you this, because I was watching the map on the little screen. Every single body of water, and I can't remember which part of Canada it was, like on the east side, northeast side. Every single body of water going over Canada was frozen over, and it looked like it was a lot of uninhabited parts of Canada because I didn't see a single light from like a building or anything. I don't know what part of it was, like the northeast part of Canada that I was going over. It's just every river, every lake frozen. I took little clips of it with my phone, and I'll try to include that stuff in a video.
We got in the hot tub. We had some beers in the hot tub.
Well, yeah, you have to warm up, or else you're freezing, So it was nice to get in the hot tub and warm up.
I've never known anyone feel the cold so much.
Yeah, I'm usually have a good intolerance to it, but the thing is, it's like when you're literally have the ocean water inside your dry suit, which is no longer a dry suit. Yeah, it really takes a toll on you. So I'm sure if I had my new suit, it'd be a lot better. And I don't know when my new suit's gonna be done, so it could be another 4 months. I don't know. So
Corey, what do Shawnee Haller Outdoors? Corey, what do you think of Lee's man cave?
It was pretty good. We didn't really get to hang out in there because we didn't have any time. So next time we'll probably be able to have a moment, hang out in there. But again, I still want to, take Leslie to look at the castles, the beach, and stuff like that. I don't want to be if I bring her out here, I don't want to be very selfish with the time that we have out here, because just because I come out here for a week, there's a day that's wasted on travel to get out here and a day that's wasted on travel to get back, so in reality, you only have like 5 days. So yeah.
You do really, that's right, isn't it? 5 days.
And I'm sure you guys can tell I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. It's been very little rest. We've been really keeping busy, trying to experience as much as we can.
Claire says, question from Claire. In a few words, how would you sum up Northern Ireland?
Cold.
I knew you. How did I know that were going to be the first word?
Cold, a lot of good food, a lot of drinking. We are out in the farms, which is what I like, because if I was like stuck in a city, I'd be a little annoyed with all the traffic and the noise and stuff. I walk outside at night. You don't have light pollution from any cities, so you can see some stars, and it's great. It's nice and peaceful and quiet. There's sheep, cows. I know there's some donkeys and horses and some little farms here and there, but it's beautiful. When you drive down these roads, you see farm after farm after farm after farm, and they're all kind of divvied up with these fence hedges and stuff like that, and little farmhouses on hills. It's great. It's very peaceful and great out here. I am drinking Old Speckled Hen, which is an English pale ale. Not one of the best I've had. It's got kind of a taste to it. And Lee, what are you drinking?
I did ask you if you wanted to try it. You chose to try it, not me. I'm
no,
not
it's fine.
Rubbish.
But that's the thing. Unless you try it, you're never going to know what it tastes like. So some taste great and some just kind of like, kind of give you kind of a bitter beer taste.
I'm just having a Corona, but I'm just that's kind of my drink.
Yeah,
I like a.
I come out here and he's drinking Coors and Corona, which is kind of funny, So, but no, it's good. It's good.
Paul, good to see you from Unusual Things. How you doing, Paul? David's Drawn Adventures, Claire. Guys, come on, hit us with some questions. We've been on now 38 minutes. That's all right.
Yeah, ask away. Because as soon as I finish this beer, I'm going to go to bed because I have to get up early in the morning to catch my flight back.
Yeah. We was in the jail today, and that was good, wasn't it? I took Corey for a tour of the jail.
It was very like interesting because the last prison that I toured was Alcatraz. So there was a little bit of differences and stuff like that, and I know Alcatraz is interesting of itself because it's on the island and stuff like that. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how they had their cells and how it was kind of set up and the yard and everything like that, and the armored vehicles, the helicopter that's next to the prison in the courtyard. They even have like this wonderful restaurant and lounge inside this prison where you could do your tour and then go get a drink and a burger, or a sandwich or whatever. And it was great. It smelled really great, and we saw the display cases with all of the equipment that they use in like the old shackles, the old the old shackles and some of the other bits of history that they had in the display cases and everything. And
the original hangman's box and the ropes and the nooses still in there.
And the process that they used, you know, and like I said, I'll do some I'm going to do shorts with all the stuff I recorded. I'm going to do shorts. It's a little bit, you know, YouTube wants everybody to do shorts. You know, they kind of forced everybody to do shorts if they want to try to be successful. I don't really have a lot of the time to do an edited video on everything I do. It's a little bit easier to do shorts. So I'm going to do like shorts for the Titanic stuff in the Kremlin's jail.
QQQ, Paul. Let's have a look. Did I see one yet? Corey, has Lee's shoes stopped smelling yet?
Well, I'm a little congested because I have allergies, so I can't smell anything.
I've got them shoes on, Paul, and they're cured.
Why, did he step in something?
No, we was in Manchester filming. We was on the moors, and you know when you're getting peat bogs, peat bog soil, it stinks, mate. And when my shoes got,
because everything is breaking down. Because
feet got soaked, mate, and my shoes absolutely stunk. But we're cured with them. These Corey shots are makes
next time.
Corey is Lee as short as everyone makes him out to be.
He's not really much shorter than me. I'm 5'9", 5'10". So I'm gonna guess. What are you? 5'5"?
5'6".
5'6". Okay, I was close. Yeah, 5'6". Let's see.
There are a lot of places to do paranormal investigations where you're at. Tons. They're not too far away from me. There's the most haunted place in Northern Ireland, and it's a really historic building with old wooden balcony, like something from the horror movies.
I would like to just go metal detecting around those places. I don't care.
Man.
I don't care if they're haunted or anything. I don't care if pots and pans are going to be floating around me. As long as I get to go metal detecting around it, I'm good.
There's a ton of places like that. There'd be somewhere interesting to go metal detecting.
Yeah.
To that ancient house.
Well, at least we know to do some research the next time I come out here.
I know where it is.
So just remember to leave a little bit of time in between stuff so I can relax and not wake up, because I feel like I'm in my 60s getting up and my knees are popping and my lower back hurts because we've been doing all this stuff.
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, there's so much to do out here. And I feel sorry for Corey because he only had 5 days to do it, even though he's coming for a week, 2 days travel. We have literally crammed so much. Like 3 days of that we're diving, 2 days a day metal detecting, a day tour in Belfast. And before you know it, you've got to wake up the next morning and fly back home. So I just wish we had more time and to do things, mate.
No, it's good. I need to get back home. I have to tend to my farm chores, and I haven't seen my wife in a week, so it'd be good to come back home so she can remember what I look like. If she could touch my face, remember what I look like. So
QQQ. Lee, did you have to make any changes to your equipment to switch from diving freshwater in America to saltwater at home? None whatsoever. But the only difference is diving saltwater, you can't be lazy on cleaning your gear.
I don't clean my gear.
I found out if you don't wash your gear and look after your gear in saltwater, it deteriorates a heck of a lot faster than it does in fresh water. So that's the only difference. When I'm diving in Ireland, I normally come straight back and wash my gear down straight away. Fresh water, you've got a bit of leeway with looking after it.
Yeah, I don't wash my gear. My gear goes right in the garage, and I probably end up pulling it out the next week to go diving. Now, when I get home, when my opportunities for diving arise, I will be making a decision if I wanted to dive or not because of the hole in my suit. So I'm not going to be diving as much with those holes in my suit. And I know people can think like, oh, just go get it glued, go get it fixed. Well, to fix suits, it's very expensive. You know, I paid a dive shop over $350 to glue like 15 holes that are wearing in my suit, because it's just the neoprene is just you know, breaking apart. So but yeah, and the thing is, like with a neoprene, you can have your neoprene suit and you can have a hole form and it'll go sideways up the neoprene and come out another area. So it just involves pressure testing it, and I mean, you know, slapping glue on everything, and then you can just have another hole pop up. So that's just what happens.
What else, mate? Would you come back again? The big question, mate.
Well, yeah, I told you I'm coming back in a year. You know, so I'd like to bring Leslie out and show her some of the experiences we had, and have you drive us around checking all the castles and the Titanic Museum and the beaches.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. It's been awesome. Lee, did you have anything to drink when you was over here in America? Very little, just 2 or 3 drinks max. That's all I had. I was, again, when I was over there, I was flat out as well, driving a lot of miles, few dives, back in the car, drive to somewhere else, out on the river all day surfing. And we weren't getting back to the accommodation till 10:30, 11 at night, and we were just too blitzed to drink, because then we knew we was up again the next morning, and loads of driving when I was out in the States. I didn't really get to see much, to be honest, because it was hectic, just really busy. And I know how you feel, mate. I was just so flat out, getting back late, straight up again in the morning, driving, searching, getting back late. Yeah, it was hard going.
I drank a lot of Blue Moon because you know, Josh Cantu had a lot of Blue Moon and in the trailer, so no one else liked it. So I said sure. So I had like maybe 1 or 2, you know, a night. But yeah, it was all right.
Have you had much to drink while you're over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah.
The
It's just not a lot, but you know, it's just a good responsible amount.
That's because Corey don't drive, mate. So it's been good for me to drive you, and you've been able to chill out, relax, enjoy yourself, not worrying about anything.
So they drive on the left side of the road, and the steering wheel is on the right side of the car. Just give you a heads up.
Every time we go out to the car, Corey always tries and gets into drivers. It's like Corey wrong side. Oh, damn, every time.
Yeah. Any other questions anybody has?
Sorry, I missed the live. No worries. Guys, you must have some questions.
No, I don't have an Amazon wish list, Jason. And like I said, the replacement dry suit, that was $4,200 for a new DIY dry suit, and I did a lot of overtime and killed myself doing overtime to pay it off. You know, I just don't know what's taken so long for them to make it. I don't know if I really want to drive here. You know, it's a lot to remember that they drive on the left side of the road and everything. So plus, you know, they may have some different traffic laws that I'm not aware about. And I don't want to get pulled over because the police don't care. They don't care if you're from another country or whatever. If you break a law, it's on you. You know, same in America. The police don't care if you break a law. It's if you don't know, even if it's a new law, it's still on you. So they would, you know, I don't want to risk getting a ticket and everything like that.
I did say you could drive, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I couldn't read what was scrolling.
Is it The video man, is it worth the money flying to Northern Ireland for 1 week?
Okay, so so everybody wonders why I travel a lot, but I do a fair amount of research to try to get some decent deals. And so one would think it would cost $1,000 to fly out here. And it does, depending on the day that you want to fly down here on and fly out on. But when I picked flying down here on a Tuesday and flying back on a Tuesday, it was only like $600 something plus tax, which came out to like 700 and something. And then I paid extra money to pick my own seats. So it was like $700 something dollars. So I ended up picking my own seats. So I put myself in the very back of the plane where no one was sitting. So I had my own row, and on the big plane ride over from SeaTac to London. And so flying out here for like 700 something dollars was pretty affordable.
That's halfway around the world if you think about it from where you are.
Yeah. So it was not too bad.
That's not a bad price, really, to travel halfway around the world.
To be able to save money when you travel, you really have to spend a lot of time researching it, so.
Corey, is there anything special needed? This is a question from Jason, by the way. Is there anything special needed with your dry suit because you're an amputee?
I put a water leg in there, a leg that can get wet because my everyday leg cannot get wet. So I put that in there. That's it.
The video man, yeah, that's cheap. Yeah, as you think you're going halfway around the world.
Yeah, but the thing is, I remember as I was playing with the dates, flying out here on a Tuesday and then trying to fly back on a Wednesday, the price changes dramatically, or fly back on a Monday. It's just, for some reason, flying here on a Tuesday and flying out on a Tuesday, the price was affordable. So
it's weird as well, mate, because when I was flying out to America, I looked at different flights. I looked the month before I came out, and the prices was cheap. Then they went astronomical, and then they dropped down again. So I think it all depends on the time you're booking them as well. Because 1 week they could be cheap, the next week for the same flights they've gone up, then they've gone back down. I wonder why that is, mate. They bounce so much.
Yeah. So I did look at Dublin, and it was the same price. The thing is, then Lee would have to drive 3 hours to pick me up and 3 hours to bring me back, which he would be behind the wheel for 6 hours. So then he's spending all that money in gas. It's not fair to him. So it wasn't much of a difference to go to Belfast. So he only had to fly half an hour to pick me up.
Right. Maria says, kitty cat, fur babies, Maria. Question, probably a boring question. What made you get interested in diving, Corey?
It's genetics. My dad was a deep sea diver in the Navy, so I became a diver too.
And carried it on from there? Was it always something you wanted to do from being mega young? Looking at your dad?
No, I just, I had a feeling that I wanted to go diving, and, eventually fell into it.
Cool. Best choice you've made?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
I'm sure there's some better choices I could have made, but it was one that was like, okay, I'm good at this, and it's very nice and interesting, and it's adventurous, so I just stuck with it.
I think it's something. It's a different world under the water, isn't it? Totally different world. And I would love to try and encourage everyone at some stage, even if you've got a little bit of phobia or you're a bit worried about getting under the water. There's nothing to worry about if you're in the right hands of someone who's going to look after you properly. Yeah. It's not a problem, is it?
And I mean, I don't know. I would have to say that it's not for everybody. And when you pull a scuba diver out of the water that's dead, that's when, it's not for everybody. There are people that have claustrophobia issues. There are people that, they easily can get panicked. So with me, I'm just being straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'll say, yeah, diving is a great hobby. Diving cold water is a lot more dangerous than diving in warm water. There are divers that they got diving certified while they were in Hawaii on a vacation, and then they compare it to what we do diving in cold water, and we're like, yeah, okay, you're a diver, a vacation diver, that's great, that's better than not being a diver at all. But the diving that we do is a lot more dangerous and a lot of more skill required to do, much like a tech diver. Comparing what we do to a tech diving requires a lot more skill and training and everything to do, and it's more dangerous. It's a lot more risk. I don't think diving is for everybody, but I would definitely encourage everybody to do the try scuba.
Yeah.
When they're in warm water, good warm water or good clear water, don't just jump right into it. Just experience it. If you like it, good. If you don't, it's not for everybody. Just like skydiving is not for everybody, rock climbing is not for everybody. I wouldn't recommend everybody try rock climbing, but I would just say maybe it's for some people, maybe it's for not. But my opinion may differ from other people, but that's just what I would say. I'm just being that's just my own opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think if it's something that interests you and something you think about, definitely do one of your try scuba sessions where you'll get in not deep water or anything to worry about. And you basically just experience what it's like to breathe underwater and hopefully see some things in some visibility.
Do you have any future plans for your diving for videos for your channel?
Do you know what, Corey? You've seen firsthand what it's like out here.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's been big gaps in my diving footage. And now you know fully why. Because you've been here, you've been diving twice in a row, 4 dives out on the boat, and it was hard work to make a video of it, weren't it? With the visibility and the conditions. And it's pretty much hit like that over here.
Yeah.
Hit and miss. Like you could plan doing 10 dives. Out of them 10 dives, you might only get one video out of it, but just because the sea conditions are unpredictable. The clarity of the water is unpredictable. It's just where I am, right on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, the north coast, right where it hits the Atlantic and it sweeps round Northern Ireland into the English Channel. You do get a force of, and it can change so quick, can't it? Because we was on the second day, we was going to do a wreck called Loch Garry, weren't we? And we was heading out towards Rathlin Island again. We was halfway there, and within 10 minutes or so, the skipper of the boat said, we can't do that now. We've got to go back. Because we were just in a short period of time. It had changed, the force had changed, and you got like 1 meter swell, like curling waves, which for some of the divers, that'd be too much, wouldn't it? That wouldn't be good conditions. And of course, when you're on a boat trip, you want people to enjoy the diving. So we came back inland and went to a better place.
No, it's fine because the visibility was crap anyway. So it's hard to enjoy a shipwreck when you can only see 5 feet of it at a time. You know what I mean? Shipwrecks see you
later, Paul, mate. Appreciate you joining us.
In my experience, when you dive a shipwreck, it's better to enjoy them when the visibility is great, where you can actually go, wow, that's cool. That's a very beautiful shipwreck, and Let's go see if we can explore it, go inside of it, look around.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed, mate. 'Cause that's
It's-
the wreck I wanted you to take you out.
It's okay
and
because
to
I'm
see.
not worried about it, because if I can only see 5 feet of it at a time, it's fine. It's better to wait until the visibility is better, where we can actually see it. And then my first impression of it is like, wow, that's really cool. Like I can see a good deal of it, and like I said, I mean, I do plan on coming out here again, and so we'll take another shot at it. And if next time I'm out here and we don't get at it, that's fine. Then the next time I'm out here, then we'll get a shot at it. It's better that he made the call to cancel and go somewhere else, because what if somebody got hurt, and then that would have just that would have ruined the whole thing, and then there would have been a loss of life or somebody getting hurt or whatever. So that's the decisions you make. Like, am I going to dive or not dive? So you just kind of make those judgment calls.
Another question from Claire for you. 17 in chat. If you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up and give it a like if you don't mind. That's super appreciated. Claire says, what did you make of the scenery out there, Corey?
Beautiful. Lots of farms, lots of green. Sweet dreams. Lots of farms, lots of, sheep, hills, it was great. Farmhouses and stuff. So I loved it.
There is
What other questions we have?
let's have a look. Any more questions, guys? We've been on an hour now, so we're going to wrap it up in a minute.
Yep, it's 10:30 right now, and I'm going to have to get to bed soon because we do have to get up in the morning.
What time do we have to set off in the morning? 10:30? Yeah.
Does it take a half an hour to get there?
45 minutes. At that time, it's
okay,
not rush hour.
Yeah, so probably, that'd probably be good. We have to leave by 10:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Set my alarm clock.
Which do you like more, USA or Ireland, Jason? Of course he loves his hometown more. It's nice to visit other places, but it's also nice to be back home, isn't it?
It is. Plus, I'm used to everything where I'm from. So it would be hard to pick up and just relocate, after I've built a life where I'm at.
Yeah. A big change is always hard, isn't it, man?
Let's see.
Any more questions, guys, before I go? We go? Let Corey get some sleep. So, yep, safe travels home.
Yeah. I know Shirley.
QQQ Lee, what made you decide to take up diving, and what do you wear under your suit? What made me take up diving is peer pressure first, from being in the forces. I first learned to dive in the forces, and it was kind of a group decision out of my hands. And then I kept it going from there. I enjoyed it. I think it were tough if I didn't. I was still doing it anyway. But the military background got me into the diving, and I kept it going from there. And to be honest, when I moved out here, because I lived in the south coast of England where the water's warm, the temperature's always warm. I lived in Poole in Dorset, and it's always warm down there, Corey. That's right, on the south coast, and you get good weather. And when I moved out to Northern Ireland, I didn't have any diving gear. And the strange thing is, I was watching some YouTubers, and the first person I was watching was a channel Sam was on, Sam the Adventure Man, and I was watching him, and that's how I got introduced to you, Corey, and that's how we became friends and started talking. And from watching Sam and Corey, That's what inspired me to pick up my diving gear again and get in the water. So yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And to Sam as well. Yeah, you're the guys that kicked me up the arse and
Yeah, no,
got my diving gear back out
yeah,
again.
you know, and thanks to YouTube, like I was able to meet. Now, for those of you who know Sam the Adventure Man, we're real life friends, and we've been diving for many years before. You know, I mean, we were just doing little videos, and I was putting them on YouTube, you know, just for fun. You know, nothing serious about it. You know, taking this is back when there was like a GoPro 2, you know. But you know, thanks to YouTube, I was able to, you know, meet Lee.
Yeah,
I was able to meet
that's crazy.
Britton from Depths of History. I was able to meet Jacob and Lindsay from Chaos Divers. You know, and so it was great being able to meet those people, and talking with Jason, 3 a.m. Forge. It was great to be able to chat with him every once in a while. It was great. So, and you know, I've been doing search and rescue for many years, and search and recovery, and to be able to do it unofficially, you know, with the YouTube was great to be able to expand on that, which I have always enjoyed doing. You know, because I first went into search and rescue in 1998, so it was great to be able to kind of continue that with those people. I know there was a question about the Aurora Borealis. Yes, I did. I've seen that twice. Once I saw it in 2002 or 2003, and that was really cool. It was a really kind of a teal color, and at first I didn't know what was happening, and because back then you couldn't Google things on your phone. Those were like the Nokia phones, you know. And the second time I saw it was like a year or two ago, and I put my camera outside to record it, and I got like a very small glimpse of it. It was kind of a greenish with a little bit of a hint of purple in it, but it was just like it lasted for like a couple seconds, you know, on my camera. That was it. What about you, Lee? Have you ever seen it?
No, man.
Okay. Another question was, what was the coolest thing you've seen underwater?
You, mate.
No. Seriously.
What a good answer. Corey's the
So-
coolest thing I've seen underwater
Yeah.
so far.
I know people
You
would
can't beat that for an answer, mate. Cheers for coming.
appreciate it. For me, sharks, because I used to have a fear of sharks, not knowing, because I was ignorant about sharks, and I am still ignorant about sharks. But seeing sharks feed up close and personal, that was probably one of the coolest things I've seen underwater. So, about you, Lee, other than me?
The coolest thing I've seen. I absolutely love wreck diving, guys. And some of the wrecks out here in Ireland that I've, it's so cool. And it's not just the diving, it's the history behind it as well. Because everything that wreck you dive on under the water has got loads of history, and it tells a story before it even sank. And some of the stories these wrecks have got is absolutely amazing. And then when you get to see it and think about what went off on that ship and what experienced it, it's like a book. You know, when you dive a wreck, there's a book there to open up to learn about all this history about this ship you're about to dive on. And the one I wanted to take Corey out on, we were just talking to some, and I dove this about a month ago. And within the space of a month, he were telling me there's new things to be seen again, like some soldiers' boots and some gas masks have surfaced that weren't there when I dove it a month ago. So it's constantly changing with the weights deteriorating and things are opening up on this wreck. So it's constantly changing all the time, and you see better things as it gets older. So to me, I love exploring the wrecks.
I would say probably, if I was going to say which wreck was my favorite, I would say in off of Florida, the USS Fitzgerald. and myself, Lauren, Nate, and my friend who's no longer alive, Mark, dove that. The four of us dove that big, massive wreck. It was a Navy ship that was in service during the Cold War, and they sunk it off of the coast of Florida. Big wreck. Multiple dives to cover it, kind of wreck. Huge.
Yeah, Claire's asked, there's a Spanish Armada galleon, you know, where I pointed out to you where it were. Yeah, Claire, that's well protected. You've got no chance of getting anywhere near that. And if you're caught diving on it,
yeah,
you're for the chop. Jason, would you ever go for your rebreather cert to dive a little deeper? Jason,
I'm good.
I don't know anyone with a rebreather, mate, and they're a heck of a lot of money. And for the certs, you're talking 10 grand for a decent rebreather, plus getting certified. It's a lot of money, a lot of time. And if you've got no one to dive with on a rebreather, it's pretty pointless because you work in pairs, buddy. If you're diving with someone on normal air, you have to come up with him anyway. And he's not going to leave you down on your own. So unless you're in a team of rebreathers and people, and you've got tons of money, mate, it'd be not something I'd consider, mate, to be honest.
I know somebody who dives a rebreather. They said that they like it because the bubbles don't scare the fish. Or not giving off bubbles means the fish aren't scared. I don't know. I've been able to take pictures of fish, even blowing bubbles, but it's a lot of money to get certified in that. I don't really have a need to do that. Even if I was a tech diver and I wanted to go super deep, I don't know if it would really be fun. It's just unless the only reason I want to go deeper would be to maybe go hit bottle fields that other people can't hit, or maybe to go deeper to try to recover somebody. Other than that, it doesn't seem like fun for me,
Yeah.
So I enjoy doing my 1 hour dive and getting out, and then that's it for the day.
Wow, I didn't realize. Yeah, Jason, he said the training costs a hell of a lot because it goes in. You've got a Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3. There's 3 categories in there to be rebreather certed, and then it's the hours. You need rebreather hours, and the maintenance and running a rebreather is not cheap either. It is a lot of money.
I mean, when you when you hear me talk about a dry suit, that's $4,200. You want to get a rebreather, okay, add another 10 grand minimum, for training equipment. Yeah, diving is a very expensive sport. That's probably another reason. Like, you could do diving on the cheap. I've done diving on the cheap. You don't go out and just buy everything all at once. You maybe buy something this month, maybe buy something else the next month, upgrade this or that. Diving is expensive, so keep that in mind. If you want to take up that kind of a hobby, that it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah, it's the fuel as well, because
Yeah,
like just driving to and from the dive site, a single dive, including the day trip and fuel, it cost me about £45 just to do a day's dive.
every time I fill up a tank, it's $10. So every dive costs me $10. Now, when I first started diving, it cost $5 to fill a tank. I have over 860 something log dives. So, imagine timesing that by like, $5 and $10. So that's just air. So yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's quite expensive. 3M Forge. Runny Egg, you there? Good to see you, mate. 3M Forge. You picking your channel up again. Yeah, Jason, are you going to whack some content out? I think last time we spoke, you was thinking about getting your forge going again? You was trying to build a forge again?
Yeah, it would be good to see Jason go out and craft some more metal, some more great knives and artwork.
Did he make you a knife? Did he?
Yeah, he made Leslie and I a knife. He's just got to do some work to hers and then
All right, cool.
send it out. So I mean, blacksmithing is an artwork of itself. Just much like any other craft. So it'd be great to see him do some work.
Gym leader DJ.
Oh, somebody asked if I did some.
Gym leader DJ. Is that your stepson?
Yes.
Oh, hi DJ. Good to see you, mate. I've heard lots of good things about you.
I did get some snacks for DJ and Leslie that they don't have in the States, but I'm not going to say what they are on here.
Yeah, it's funny because every time we're in a store, every time we stop in the store, Corey's always down the sweet aisle. Oh, Leslie, I love this. Oh, yeah, I'll take this for Leslie and DJ, and it's cool.
Yep. Well, of course, I'm thinking about them, and and Leslie, she didn't give me a hard time about coming out here, and so I always make sure I try to get stuff for them. So.
Right, guys, we've been on an hour that's gone quick, mate.
Yeah, let's get off here so I can go to bed.
Yeah, mate.
I do have to get up in the morning and catch a couple planes.
He's got to travel all the way. Guys, Corey, it has been absolutely amazing having you over, mate. We've had a blast. Sorry, I've stretched you to your limits on
That's okay.
Dragging you everywhere.
I mean, I can see bags under my eyes. I can see. I look really tired and exhausted.
I just wanted you to have a good time.
Yeah, and of course I had a good time.
A lot of good places.
Of course I had a good time. Next time I come out and you're like, let's do this, I'm just gonna say no.
I'm
gonna sit and drink.
I'm sitting drinking and hiding.
I'm gonna rest. Because my body feels sore. I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Everybody, it's been amazing to see you. 16 still on, absolutely brilliant. We've got Diane Phoenix, appreciate you as always. Runny Egg, awesome to see you. I'll have a good catch up with you, Derek. All my friends will be like, Lee, you're ignorant so-and-so. We've already heard from you because Corey's
I'll tell you this.
We've been flat out there.
If you're on here, how many people are watching right now? 17.
Okay.
If you're on here, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit like. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you better log out right now because you should be subscribed to both of our channels right by now. So
yeah, guys, I will put the link in the description after this. Excuse me. So please head over to Corey, Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle. Corey, tell people what they're going to see on your channel, mate.
Scuba diving. Oh yeah, you'll probably see like some travel.
Yeah, Corey, come on, tell us a bit more. He's got a really exciting channel, guys, and he's
scuba diving.
And his filming is phenomenal. Did I say that right first time? Phenomenal. Yeah. Wow. I normally that's one of the words I always get stuck with.
Yeah, he'll see. So I travel and
exotic places.
Yeah. I will tell you this. I have a trip planned for Hawaii, and I'm going to be doing some more work with some other channels, helping look for missing loved ones. And I was supposed to go to Roatan, but that kind of got screwed up. So now my wife and I are kind of doing some research on another location, probably Tahiti. So, I'll be kind of working my butt off so we can get those paid for and taken care of, so we can, and they're not going to be very like dive heavy trips, because it's not fair. It's not fair, to my wife that I'm always in the water. So, but you will see some, diving.
That's awesome, Diane. Adventures. She's just dropped your link in chat.
I see it.
Guys, there's Corey's link. That's just appeared in chat. Diane, thanks for doing that.
Thank you, Diane. Appreciate it. So you will see not just the diving in these locations. It's not going to be a lot of diving, but it's going to be a little bit diving, but I do want to kind of like show a little bit of like what else you'll see come the scenery, so maybe at the end of each video where I'm doing some diving, maybe some of the food, some of the sights, something like that, to kind of mix a little bit of what else these locations have to offer, try to get a little good balance, but mainly it's going to be a lot of scuba diving and, searching for missing loved ones too. So
cool, mate. Yeah, you've got an incredible channel, and your filming work, mate, under the water is amazing.
Yeah,
it goes
not easy.
It goes that extra length to make sure you guys get good quality filming of fish and sea life.
On what I can, on like what equipment I can afford, and in my experience and level of diving.
Yep, guys. So Corey flies back tomorrow. I've had an absolutely amazing time with you, mate. I can't thank you enough for coming over. It's been amazing. Thanks to YouTube, because if it weren't for YouTube, I'd never met you.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have linked us up. You won't be in Northern Ireland. It's crazy, mate, isn't it? Just to think about it, it's crazy, just from a platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
So it's almost 11 now, and
it's same as Runny Egg.
And I wish I was in bed 10 minutes ago.
Next month I'm over to see Runny Egg. We're going to spend a week with Runny Egg to make some crazy memories again.
Great.
So, right, guys, we're going to head off. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here tonight. Can't thank you enough. If you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up. And after this live, just leave a little comment. That really does help the channel. And make sure you subscribe to Corey's channel. The link's there. And obviously subscribe to mine, otherwise you won't be here.
Absolutely. You guys will see his videos come out whenever he can get them done. Unfortunately, mine are going to be a little bit later because I have some other videos I need to get done first. I try to do it in order instead of bouncing all around. So, but then when my videos come out about Northern Ireland, or the content we filmed in Northern Ireland, it'll be a nice little kind of like, oh, okay, let's watch his. We already saw Lee's. We'll go watch his and see what he captured. So, but ours will be different. So, if you see one of mine, and definitely catch his if you haven't. If you see his, definitely catch mine if you haven't. So.
And we had fun making them as well, especially metal detecting. That was cool.
That was cool. And it was warm that day. It was actually a nice sunny day. So I was warm, so the sun was out and the sun was shining, and we weren't like winded. We weren't like rained on. So it was good, so. But anyways, with that being said, this has been another episode of the Aqua Adventurer, with special guest me, the amputee guy that goes diving and puts videos on YouTube. We'll see you guys. Have a good one. Take care. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and you guys take care. Thanks for your support.
Appreciate you all, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. And look out for the content coming out, because we have been busy filming, and we won't disappoint. So take care, everyone, and thanks for joining. It's been awesome. Bye, everyone. Bye.